Hello everyone, I Dr. Kirti Sahu welcome you all to this learning video on Newton-Raphson method. As we know, the numerical method is of great importance in various problems for determining the root of the equation. Even though the algebraic formulas are available to determine the roots of the equation when it is quadratic, cubic or biquadratic, but the method fails when equation has a polynomial of higher degree or an expression involving transcendental functions. So in such cases we use numerical method. In this video lecture we shall discuss the basic terminology of the equation and some useful numerical method. So let's begin with the basic terminology. So we will first see what do we mean by the polynomial. So an equation of the form f of x is equal to a0 x to the power n plus a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus up to an, where all a0, a1, a2 up to an are constant and n is a positive integer. So this expression is said to be polynomial in x of degree n, provided the coefficient of x to the power n, that is a0, is not equal to 0. Let's see the next important definition, that is algebraic equation. So if in the equation f of x equal to 0, the function is polynomial, then it is called algebraic equation. For example, x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0, then 2x to the power 7 plus 6x to the power 5 minus 3x is equal to 0. So here you can see that the expression f of x over here is nothing but a polynomial. Hence, this is an example of algebraic equation. Let's have another definition, transcendental equation. So if in an equation f of x is equal to 0, f of x contains function other than polynomial such as trigonometric, logarithmic, exponential, then f of x equal to 0 is called transcendental equation. For example, x cube plus log x is equal to 0 because it involves the logarithmic function in the equation, as well as x e to the power x plus cos x is also an example of transcendental equation. Now next let us see what is mean by root of the equation. So any value of x which satisfies the equation are called roots or the zero. Say for example, if I wish to say x is equal to xi is a root, then we should get f of xi is equal to 0. Geometrically, root of the equation f of x equal to 0 means that value of x where the graph of the curve y is equal to f of x intersect x axis. You can see here over here in this graph, in this figure, that we have x axis, then y axis. This is the curve y is equal to f of x, and this curve cuts the x-axis at this point. So this is nothing but root of the equation. So the point where the curve cut the x-axis at this point, so alpha is called as the root of the equation. Now let's have one of the important theorem to be used in the numerical method for getting the solution. So that is the intermediate value theorem. So what this theorem says, that if f of x is continuous on some interval ab, and if its value at those points, terminal points, that is f of a and f of b, are of opposite sign, then there exists at least one root between a and b. So let's see, try to understand this with the help of the graph. So say for example, here we have, suppose the graph of the form this one, right? And now we need to select the 2 points. Say I am taking the point A, B. What we find here? This is nothing but f of A, which is negative, and this is f of B, which is positive. So f of B and f of A are of opposite sign. So according to this intermediate value theorem, there exists at least one root. So you can see here this curve y is equal to f of x intersect at this point. So therefore between the points A and B there exists at least one root. So here we have one root. Now at least means there may be more than one also if satisfies such type of criteria. So let's see another possibility. Say for example, I am having the curve of the form like this, okay, and I am taking the 2 points A and B. Say for example, this is the point A and this distance is f of A. Similarly, here I am taking the point B, and accordingly we will have f of B, the distance of the curve from x-axis, right? So what we find? F of B above x-axis, so positive, f of A below x-axis, so this will be negative. So f of A and f of B are of opposite sign, okay? So what we find here, that this curve cut the x-axis at the different number of points. So this is one curve point, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, okay? So therefore here between these 2 points, if I select A and B over here, so what we find, that the curve cut the x-axis at 7 points. So therefore in this way we have the 7 roots, right, if this condition is satisfied. Now say for example, if I am taking the point A over here and B over here, right, so find the corresponding distance of a point on the curve. So here this will be f of A, right, then f of B will be this one, and what we find, both are of the same sign, right, f of A as well as f of B, both are positive. So you can see here this curve does not intersect the x-axis, so it does not have a root, right? Now say for example, another possibility, say I am taking here A, right, and here I am taking the point B. So again you can see the distance of the point on the curve from x-axis, this is f of B, whereas here it is f of A. So you can find here they are of opposite sign, so they intersect the x-axis at this point, so there is a one root, right? So in this way this intermediate theorem, value theorem, is very much important if we wish to solve the problems on root determination of the equation. Now, so here in this video lecture, we are going to study the very first method, numerical method to find the root of the equation, that is Newton-Raphson method. So let's see what is Newton-Raphson method. So if x0 is an approximate root of the equation, right, and let x1 is equal to x0 plus h be the exact root of the equation, where h is very small, may be positive or negative. So as x1 being the exact root, so it will satisfy the equation. So what we have? So we have f of x1 is equal to 0. But according to this expression, equation number say 1 or 1a, what we have? x1 is x0 plus h. So substituting over here. So therefore what we have? F of x0 plus h is equal to 0. Now let's expand this by using Taylor series expansion. So recall here what is the Taylor series expansion formula. So we have the formula f of what? X plus h. What is f of x plus h? So that is nothing but f of x plus h, f dash of x plus h square by 2 factorial, f double dash of x, and so on. So this formula I will apply over here with x as x naught, right? So expanding this left hand side by making use of this formula, what we have? We have f of x naught plus h f dash of x naught plus h square by 2 factorial f double dash of x naught plus and so on equal to 0. Now h is a very small quantity, so therefore its higher power terms will be negligible, right? So neglecting second and higher power terms of h. So what we get? F of x naught plus h f dash of x naught is equal to 0. From this we will find out this h, which is nothing but minus f of x naught upon f dash of x naught. So in this way we get the value of exact root. What is that? x1 is equal to x naught minus f of x naught upon f dash of x naught. So this is called as the first approximation to the root. Now here we will find out f of x1. If it is 0, then the value is obtained. Otherwise we will start with x1 and we get the next approximation to the root, which is given by x2 is equal to x1 minus f of x1 upon f dash of x1. Like this we repeat the process. So in general, an approximation or the iteration formula becomes xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn upon f dash of xn, where n takes the value of 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this formula is called Newton-Raphson iterative formula, or sometimes simply called as the Newton-Raphson formula. So I hope this derivation is clear to you all. So sometimes in exam the question is asked, derive the Newton-Raphson iterative formula. So it is expected to write this derivation. Now let's see what is the geometrical interpretation of Newton-Raphson method. So Newton-Raphson method is used to obtain a better approximation of the root. So let f of x equal to 0 be the equation given. Okay, so here we will consider the curve y equal to f of x. This is the curve y equal to f of x, which cuts the x-axis at this point. So this is, according to definition of the root, is nothing but exact root, right? So choose 2 points A and B. Say I will take the 2 points A over here and B, right, such that their value are of opposite sign. So here we have f of A and f of B. They are of opposite sign. Okay, now what we do, we will compare these 2 points numerically, that is f of A and f of B. Whichever is less will be taken as initial approximation. So A is equal to x naught. This is the initial approximation. So we will consider a point on the curve corresponding to this x0. What will be coordinates of point on the curve corresponding to this point? So obviously x coordinate is x0, and what will be y coordinate? F of x0, right? Now drop drop the tangent to the curve at this point. Okay, so you can see here I will have the tangent to the curve like this shown by, okay. Now this tangent intersect the x-axis at this point, right? That is, say x1 0. So this x1 will be called as the first approximation to the root. Let's see the derivation part. So let x0 be a point nearer the root alpha. The equation of tangent at the point x0 f of x0 is given by the slope point from the line, that is y minus the y coordinate of the point, that is f of x0. Now what will be the slope? Slope is f dash of x0 into x minus x0. Now this is the equation of tangent. Now it intersects the curve x-axis, right, at x10. So we wish to find what is the value of x10. So here we will find, we will put y as 0 and x as x1 in this expression. So we get first approximation to the root. In this way, similarly what we will do, we will corresponding to x1, we will take the point on the curve. You can see here, right, corresponding to x1 we will take the point on the curve. So this is the point on the curve. At this again drop the tangent, right? So you can see this second blue line over here, okay. Now so equation of tangent at the point corresponding to the point x1 on the curve we will find out, and then we will take its intersection with x-axis, that we call as x20, right? Then x2 is the second approximation to the root. You can see here what will be x2 here. So x2 is nothing but here this point, right? This point is the x2. So in this way we repeat the process successively till we get the desired root to the equation. So you can see here every time what we are doing, we are dropping the tangent with respect to any point on the curve, and then its point of intersection with x-axis is considered as successive approximation to the root. So because of this, this method is called as the tangent method. Okay, so let's see what is the working rule to solve the equation by Newton-Raphson method. So first of all we will write the equation as f of x equal to 0, identify f of x and then f dash of x. Once you get this, then choose the interval AB, which we called as, which I usually used to say, initial guessing, right? So choose the interval AB such that f of x have opposite sign, that is f of A and f of B are of opposite sign. Then compare f of A and f of B numerically, whichever is less is taken as initial approximation. Then find out the successive values of the approximation to the root using this Newton iterative formula. Put n equal to 0, you will get the first iteration. Put n equal to 1, you will get second iteration or approximation to the root. Continue this process till the root is observed to the desired degree of accuracy. So this desired degree of accuracy can be checked in two different ways. Either compare two successive approximations. If they are almost equal, it means root is obtained, or the other way is as soon as we get the iterations to the root, just find its value. If you will get, say for example, the iteration approximation is xn. So if you are getting f of xn as 0 or approximately equal to 0, then we will get the root and the process must be stopped there. So I hope the working rule and the concept is clear to you all. In the next video lecture, we shall see how to solve the example by using the Newton-Raphson method and this working rule. I hope you must have understood the concept. So thank you all for watching the video.